remind me of the trick we talked about yesterday when we're doing a whole number times a multiple of 10?
You add a 0 to the end.
You add a 0 to the end. Now, does this work if you've got a decimal? No. Then you have to place it on the place value chart, okay? And so if I just add a 0 to the end, what's this number right here?
367.
367. If I just add a 0 to the end, what is my answer? 670, okay? And if I would have put that on the place value chart, I would have got the same answer, okay? Now, who remembers the trick of division? Dividing a multiple of 10. Caden.
Take away a 0.
Take away a 0. Now, does it work all the time?
No.
When does it work, Caden? Do you remember when it works?
When there's all zeros.
When there's a 0 on both numbers, right? Otherwise, it's not going to work. So you have to have a dividend and a divisor that end in a 0 for it to work for division. Do I have that here?
No.
So we placed it on the place value chart, didn't we?
Yes.
And we did 300, I'm going to write it down. Just a reminder, you don't have to write anything. 367, and we did divided by 10, correct?
Yes.
And we slide the digits over, and the answer, how do I say this answer? 36 and 7/10. Now this is yesterday's problem. Most of you have this written down. Now are you ready for the trick?
Yes.
Okay. And the reason I went ahead and moved back one is because I want you to see that the trick gives us the same answer that we got when we put it on the place value chart. First thing I want you to do is put a T-chart right underneath your problems for problem 1. Okay, now this T-chart is going to be a cheat sheet. You are allowed to write your own cheat sheets anytime you want. It's not against any rule. So this cheat sheet is going to be backwards than what you think. Here's what I want you to write. Division, multiplication. Quickly. Then I want you to put an arrow and an arrow. Now this is my decimal trick. Now, if you have trouble with your right and your left, I would suggest an L and an R. Trust me on this. Now, I know. Now, Cooper's already got his mind going, oh no, this is not going to work because it's backwards from what we've been doing. And he's right. The decimal trick is backwards from what we've been doing. But I don't want to take time to use a place value chart every time I have to multiply or divide by a multiple of 10. I've got to be able to do it in my head. That's what's going to help you on Zern, Alondra. Okay, you're going to be able to do it in your head. So watch my trick. Okay, watch it. So I've got 367. I'm going to write that number down. And to divide by 10, how many place values will I move? 1.
Right.
1 place value. Now, what does my decimal trick tell me I'm going to do? Go to the left, because I'm dividing. So I take my decimal. Where's the decimal in this number? After the 7. And I'm going to move the decimal 1 place value to the left, like my decimal trick tells me. Oh, is that the same answer we got? That's what we're practicing today, boys and girls. Now, are you sad that you did all this work with moving the digits and now you don't have to do it anymore? I'm sorry, but this is actually better. In fact, your 6th grade math teacher said, Mrs. Lewis, please teach them the decimal trick. Okay? So, your 6th grade math teacher is going to be very pleased when you walk in there knowing the decimal trick. We're practicing the decimal trick today, okay? And yes, your 6th grade math teacher is someone's mom in here. I'm not going to mention any names. Okay, so let's go to the next part of problem 1. And I'm going to guide you through this. First thing I want you to do is in this box, so right beside these problems, or underneath them, I think, right? Write your decimal trick. I really think that the more times you write this, the better chance you will have of remembering it. So write it again, underneath the second part of problem 1. Now we only use the decimal trick if we can't do the zeros trick. Okay? So the first choice is the zeros trick. Will the zeros trick work for 4,367 times 10?
Yes.
Yes. How do you know it works?
You're adding.
You're multiplying.
But you add 0 to it.
You can add, well, that's the trick. I can add a 0 to the end. Jared, how do I know this trick's going to work? I have to look at my first factor. Katie, how do I know this trick I can use it?
Because anything times 10 out of 0 to
Except when there's a decimal. Is there a decimal in this number?
No.
No. So we just get down a 0 to the end. Everybody write it down. 4, 3, 6, 7, 0, 1, 2, 3, comma. How do I say that number, Yaneli? Thousand. Good. I'm kind of glad she said it like that. Cooper, pick your head up for a minute. I'm kind of glad she said 43,670. Because that kind of sounds like I need a decimal. So I'm glad you did that, Yaneli. The kids in block 1 and block 2 also did that. Keep your feet still. So, I want to make sure I say 43,670. Okay? Now take a look at the next number. Or the next problem. Can I use a 0 trick?
No.
No, because the dividend does not have a 0. So I'm going to use a decimal trick. Everyone write down, without a comma, 4367. Write it down, Cooper. Are you not feeling well? I'm sorry. Okay, where is the decimal in this number?
Between 7 and.
After the 7. If it's a whole number, then it's after the last number. It's there, but we don't write it, do we? Okay, so if I'm going to use a decimal trick, and I'm dividing, which way will I move the decimal? Left. How many place values for 10? Why is it 1?
Because there's only 1 0.
Because there's only 1 0. So the answer to this problem, 436.7. Whoops. Now, I would like for someone to tell me, Ella, tell me how to say that number. 436.7.
436 and
7.
100.
One decimal or one place value to the right of the decimal. What place value is the 7 in? One place value to the right of the decimal. What place value? Tenths. Okay. 436 and 7/10. Okay, let's do another one. I think you're going to have to turn the page over, aren't you? Okay.
Yes.
Right. What's the first thing I want to write?
T-chart.
T-chart, decimal trick. I guess you'll be dreaming about this. I made this up, by the way. How does it work for you?
Good.
Just came to me one day. Why can't we just use arrows to help us remember? Okay, can I use my 0 trick on either one of these problems?
No.
No. So, first thing I want you to do is write down 215 and 6/10. Write it nice and big somewhere on your paper. I don't care where. I just want you to rewrite it so we can hop that decimal. Now, if I'm multiplying by 100, which way does my decimal move? To the right. How many place values? 2. 1, 2. Put your decimal. What do you think I put there in that empty space?
A 0.
A 0. Everybody hop your decimal just like I did. Okay, now, Write that number down. 21560. 1, 2, 3, comma. And please tell me how to say that number, Jaden.
21,506.
Good, and that's a very big comma. I'm making it a little smaller. Okay, how do you like the decimal trick?
I like it a lot.
Yeah, I know. Good thing that math teacher, that 6th grade math teacher told me I better teach it to you because it makes our life easier, doesn't it? Okay, let's do the next one. Can I use the zero trick?
No.
Okay, rewrite 215 and 6/10. Which way am I moving the decimal this time?
To the left.
Why?
Because
We're dividing how many place values?
2.
Why is it 2?
Because there's divided by 100.
There's 2 zeros in 100. So 1, 2. My decimal goes there. I made it giant. I don't think I'll make it giant when I rewrite it. So 2.156. Tell me how to say that number, Cooper.
Yes. 2 and 156,000.
Very good. All right. I'm glad you're so confident. Is there another problem we need to do? Okay. Can I use my zero trick on either one of these numbers?
No.
You already have a T-chart. I'm not going to make you rewrite it again. Consider yourselves lucky. I made the other 2 blocks rewrite it. Okay, so 3 7/10 is what I write down. And I'm going to hop the decimal. So write that number down, 3 7/10. Watch me hop the decimal. Everybody watching? How many place values?
2.
Which way?
To the right. To the right.
Okay, to the right. 1, 2. What do I put in this empty space?
0.
So my answer is 370. How do I say that number, class? 370. Okay, what do you need to write down? 3 7/10. Okay? We're dividing. Which way do I move the decimal?
Left.
How many place values? 2. 4 2 zeros. What I put in that empty place?
A 0.
A 0. Now I'm going to pull a stick on this. Justin, when I write this number, decimal 037, what else do I have to put? Do I need anything else in front of the decimal? Yes, I do. What do I need in front of the decimal? What is it? A 0? Okay. Now, I don't see a 0 in my decimal hop number, so you're just going to have to know that. Justin, do you want to try and say this number?
0 and...
No, that's what I write. Start with 37.
Oh, 37.
37 thousandths. Cooper, I think I'm going to set you over there on the end for right now. It's not working to have you across from these 2 little giggle boxes. Okay, so how we doing? Give me fist to 5. Don't give me 10s, even though I love to see those 10s. Okay, let's keep going.
6.
Problem 3, rewrite your decimal trick.
Wrong thing.
Oh gosh, I put
Thank you, Cooper, for moving. All right, will my 0 trick work on either one of these?
No.
No. So we use a decimal trick, trick number 2, right? Okay, so rewrite 482 thousandths. Rewrite it nice and big somewhere on your paper. And we are multiplying, so which way will we move the decimal?
To the right.
To the right. You look at this. You look at this, and you say right. Multiply right, okay? How many place values?
3.
3, why?
Because 3 zeros.
3 zeros on 1,000, so 1, 2, 3. Did you watch me hop the decimal?
Yes.
Okay, when I rewrite this number, do I need the 0 anymore?
No.
No. I'm going to write 482. How do I say that number, class? 482. Okay? Now let's write 482. We're dividing by 1,000. Mia, which way do I move the decimal? Left. How many place values?
3.
Where's the decimal now, boys and girls?
Behind the 2.
Behind the 2. Okay. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. Now, Justin, I'm going to ask you the same question I just asked you. Do I need to put anything in front of that decimal when I write the number?
Yes.
What is it?
0.
A 0. Very good. I'm going to pull a stick. I know everybody wants to try and say this number. Corbin, would you like to try and say the number?
482,000.
482,000. Okay, boys and girls, what do you think of the decimal trick?
It's pretty.
I like it too.